So, as always, before we get into what's coming out this week, let's talk about what happened last week. Again, Breaking Dawn
Breaking
made
Dawn.
a lot of money.
Not as much as we thought at all.
Exactly.
It dropped
significantly.
69%.
Yeah.
In the past week, which is surprising to me. But it still made a crap load of money.
I guess once the whole world sees that movie, then there's just no reason to see it anymore.
I suppose so.
I don't think anyone why would anyone want to see that movie twice? You know?
You know what? There's a few reasons.
Really?
No.
I was gonna say did somebody get naked in it?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Really?
A little bit.
Like super naked?
It's PG-13 naked, but it's.
Oh, okay.
There's some boobage.
Side boob?
Side boob.
Nah, side boob's always okay.
But if you want to see full-on boob from Kristen Stewart, you should see the upcoming film On the Road.
Okay.
She gets full booby.
Full booby?
Full booby.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll get to see what Robert Pattinson gets so freaking hot and
Crazy,
bothered
yeah.
about. Next, coming in second place with a not a too bad shabby showing for its third week. Third week. It's
35 million.
Yeah, Skyfall at 35 million. Not too shabby. I mean, I feel like we kind of again said all we need to say about it, but I'm glad to see that it's still doing really well.
I'm moving on from it.
Yeah.
From that experience.
Oh, that's right. You weren't a super big fan.
Wasn't a super big fan. Who cares?
Now, in the third position, here's what's kind of interesting. Here's what
we were kind of confused by.
Lincoln actually came in with more money this week than it did its opening week.
It's because it was expanded into more theaters.
Oh, usually what that means, to me being a movie follower, is that there were enough people who were just like, hey, seriously, you have to give this movie a chance.
Yeah.
So
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a commitment to sit through that kind of a long movie, a Cloud Atlas, and I know that you're not
Cloud Atlas was really interesting.
No, I know, but on the aspect you're not the biggest Spielberg fan.
Well,
here's what I'll say.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Here's what I'll say. With it being the holiday weekend last weekend, what's a movie that a large majority of a family can go see? I thought it was going to be Rise of the Guardians, which I went to go see.
As did I.
But it seems like Lincoln was kind of that movie where it's just like, oh, well, we have the family here, and minus the I guess the cutoff range for that movie would be 16 years old, maybe 15 if you're a history buff.
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. It's so popular right now. I just don't get it. And
Lincoln's had a pretty stellar.
I guess it's because I know that's true. It's because I still haven't seen it, or I don't know what. I just don't see what the big deal is.
Here's where I'm glad that because I know that you are going to go see it. Is you're going to have such low expectations for this movie that when you do go see it, you'll like it.
It's like, okay, well, it wasn't shit.
Yes. Here's shit, and then here's Lincoln just right above.
It's above shit. It's
yes.
Right above ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And then let's see what we got wrapping up the top 5. We got Rise of the Guardians, and then at number 4, and Life of Pi at number 5. I saw Rise of the Guardians. He saw Life of Pi. So let me break down Rise of the Guardians for you real quick. I really wish that it had more of a sense of humor like a Shrek movie did, but it didn't. That to me was it had moments of that, but I wish that there was more. I wish it was more more humorous as opposed to just this is kind of just a kids movie, but with action in it and not a lot of the dialogue. I thought the people that they had cast in it was great. Alec Baldwin did a great Santa. Hugh Jackman, I thought, was an interesting choice for the Easter Bunny, but he actually did relatively well. Isla Fisher, who, if you don't know, she's from Wedding Crashers. She's the redhead. She's Sacha Baron Cohen's wife. She did great as the Tooth Fairy. But the interesting choice, and I'm glad that they went with it for both, was Jude Law, who played the villain.
Yes,
and,
he did, yeah.
And basically the villain is the boogeyman in the movie. And then second was Chris Pine, played Jack Frost.
Yeah, how was he?
I thought he did a really great job, and his voice is very distinct, but I thought whether or not the moments that were in the script could have been better, but I feel lines were just said,
Yeah.
They were kind of thrown away, but it's not that they were really that great to begin with because it wasn't really coming from a place of wit to begin with, but it was just kind of hi, here are the lines on the page. I'm going to say them. I hope you enjoy them. I hope they come out well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That make sense?
I haven't seen it, so I really can't,
But I mean, does it make sense like the way that I'm describing it?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, okay, cool,
Definitely,
cool.
yeah.
So tell me about Life of Pi.
Life of Pi.
You didn't like it. For the record, Joey was not a big fan of this being made into a movie, but apparently
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, okay, not amazing. It's not the greatest movie I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It is very good, and I cried for the entire movie. I will admit that just for 2 hours I was sobbing, and I was with someone.
Yeah.
Who was a girl.
Mm-hmm.
That happening,
Now, did she say, I want to go see this movie? Or were you like, hey, do you want to go see this movie? Or was this the only movie that was kind of playing at that time? The only movie that was playing
at the time, I was like, oh, fuck my life, this is going to suck, all this stuff. And we went in, and we sat down.
Does she know that you even do this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Hi, how are you, Joey's date?
Not a date.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
God.
Uh-oh. Hi.
All right. So for the first half hour of the you're just
now we totally hit that awkward zone. Okay, let's focus. Life of Pi.
All right,
and
so for
go.
The first half hour of the movie, it's more about who he is, in his childhood, and then he's on the boat.
Was that accurate to the book?
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole thing was like really perfect.
Oh, okay.
Like for the book, like it might actually be like a little bit better.
Oh.
A little bit better.
Whoa. Time out.
Okay. What's happening? So then he's on the ship, and the ship crashes, and at that point already, I'm just like tearing up.
You're already into it.
I'm already bawling.
Yeah.
Because this kid is like screaming for his parents, but his parents are dead on the boat, and then he's with the tiger, and him and the tiger form this bond, and they become friends, and I'm gonna start crying right now because this shit was, oh my god, too much.
Wow.
Too much.
Okay. Well, while Joey, is able to contain himself, let's take a quick look at the movies that are coming out this week. First off, we have in the horror genre, The Collection.
It's a sequel to the 2009 film, The Collector.
Okay.
And it was made by the same guys who made Saw 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Okay.
I forgot their names.
So the really good ones. The really good Saws. All right. So let's take a look. Let's see what we got going on.
I'm a defender.
To save his family,
you're the only person to see the inside of this hotel and live.
One man will re-enter.
I'll help you find this guy. If he catches you, he's gonna make you wish you were dead.
The world of a psychopath. From the twisted writers of Saw.
He's picking us off one by one.
The Collection. Rated R. November 30th.
All right. So
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I'm scared. I'm scared already. Do you see how totally into it I was when we started watching it? I was like, oh shit, for real? This is going down. And I was like, that's too scary.
I'm gonna take this one.
Go for it. Do your thing.
Because I'm a fan of the first movie. I'm a really big fan of the first movie.
Cool.
Because I don't like their 4, 5, 6, and 8 and 12 Saw movies. Mm-hmm. I don't like them. Mm-hmm. But this movie is it's not like every other horror film out there. It has not a great story, but a very fresh one.
Like there's some intellect behind it?
There is some intellect behind it, and the character is so well developed, and the performance...
The scary guy with the leather mask, or the other guy?
No.
The Josh Stewart guy?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
And his performance in the first one is excellent. Like, honestly, that's what made that movie good, was him.
Okay.
Josh Stewart, great performance, great character. He's intelligent in the movie. Like, he's not some stupid, like, ooh, what's behind this door? I better go check it out. No, he has a plan of how to get out of the house alive in one piece, and he works, and it works. This will be a good horror film.
If you saw The Collector, you have to go see The Collection.
If you saw The Collector...
If you haven't seen The Collector, which I haven't...
You might still want to see this movie.
I would still probably have an idea of what it's about.
Yeah, totally. Because
I mean, this was able to kind of sell it to me before. Like, I haven't seen The Collector. I didn't even know what The Collector was. But then I saw this, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I feel like I know where this is going.
It's a pretty small movie, the first one, and I'm surprised because it was way
good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
It's really good for a horror movie. It's a very good horror movie.
Okay.
So yeah.
You okay?
I'm
okay there,
I'm
bud?
all right.
All right. So while Joey is able to
I'm
get
very,
back to composure,
I'm
bring
like
himself
really,
back to
like,
composure, let's take a quick look at the new
emotional
Brad
today.
Pitt movie called Killing Them Softly.
Killing
Are
Them
you
Softly.
stoked? Because I'm
I
super
am
stoked.
stoked. Brad Pitt reteaming with Andrew
Okay.
Dominic, who's a director who made a film with Brad Pitt in 2007 called The Assassination of Jesse James.
Jesse James.
By the coward
Yeah,
Robert Ford.
yeah.
He directed that movie. That's a masterpiece.
Cool.
It's the follow-up. Here's the clip.
It is not the follow-up.
It's a follow-up as in terms of his next film.
Oh, okay. I was like, this is not a continuation
it's
of
the
the
sequel.
assassination of Jesse James.
He came back from the dead.
Yes. 150
200 years later,
yeah.
as a hitman. All right, just
let's take a
watch
look.
the preview.
What's the problem? Mark Trapman's game was hit a couple of nights ago.
When the mob has a problem, he's the solution.
These guys gotta be hit.
Goes up like a bonfire. I love it.
I don't know who you are. If you guys do, your boy's a little overboard.
You want me to do a double? I got the shotguns in the trunk. You know they're gonna kill you.
Don't make me laugh.
Comes around, killing them softly. Rated R, November 30th.
So here's what I think this movie reminds me of, and I think you might agree, and if you don't, I'd be interested to see why not. But
Okay.
the movie I'm thinking that this reminds me of is The Departed. Why? Because it seems like when you have that kind of mafia undertone, and it seems like this movie is less about the cops and actually more about like the mob. But there's just a lot of characters in there who are very well developed, who have really rich histories and great storylines. You know, similar but there's going to be a bunch of like conning and double crossing and all that stuff, and that's why that reminds me of that. But I'm still very, very interested in seeing this.
The Departed wasn't ever a film that ever really came to mind when I first saw this preview. So it's interesting that you bring that up. I don't agree, but I can see how you would make that connection.
Okay. So why do you want to see this movie? Although I do totally want to see this movie because he was very long and arbitrary, and it took him a long time to answer the question and be very sullen about it. But to get him right back into it. So Joey, why do you want to go see this movie? Tell me a story.
I want to see this movie because it has Brad Pitt,
Richard Jenkins,
James Gandolfini,
Ray Liotta,
Sam Shepard,
which was the guy that
Scoot McNairy. I mean, and a cast of just very talented actors.
Yeah.
And a director who obviously knows what how he shoots his movies.
Yeah.
He shoots them very precisely.
The
cinematography?
Just in the preview alone.
Just in the preview is already amazing.
Yeah.
And his previous film is in the top 10 most beautiful films ever shot. I'll put that on record right now.
No, I wouldn't disagree with you.
So that right there, and the story's great. I mean, just everything about this movie seems like it'll be great. And I have no reason to and I know I say this every week.
I was going to say,
every
I
week,
was just about to bring that up.
No reason to believe that this will be a bad movie. Every week I say this, and every week I'm proven wrong about my own expectations. But this time, I'm pretty confident.
Which is funny because you were like, Life of Pi, gonna totally suck.
And I loved it.
And I love it, and I cry.
Yeah.
And then
Skyfall,
I'm gonna love it.
I didn't
and
like
it was terrible. All right, cool, sweet.
All right.
Well, yeah. So those are the movies coming out this week. So let's wrap it up. Let's see where everything's gonna drop. And I honestly don't think much is gonna change this week.
Neither do I.
But yeah, let's get this going. Let's do the breakdown.
All right. Who's starting, me or you?
Go for it.
All right. I think number one. Yeah, you know.
Number one. I was doing it for you. You thought I was going to say something else for number one.
Because you always do that fucking thing where you're like, and then you don't say anything. I don't like that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So, number one for Joey.
Number one is going to be The Collection.
Are you serious?
I'm going to go bold in this one.
Holy crap.
No, I'm wrong. I'm so wrong.
Yeah, you are.
I'm so wrong. Number one, Twilight.
Yes,
Again.
thank you, Jesus. Oh my God.
Number one, Twilight with 25 million.
Oh wow, you're gonna start that low? Well, okay, no.
It dropped
a significant
It dropped
amount.
100 mil after its first opening.
Okay, no, it makes
All
sense.
right,
Okay, so number one, Twilight. Number two.
Number one. Let me finish, man. Number one. Twilight with 25 million. Number 2, Skyfall with 20 million.
Okay.
It's been making.
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad. You don't have to explain yourself. Well, actually, you do because they want to know.
That's the
and I don't.
point,
Okay.
man. Oh my god. Who are you? Well, like, every week it's a new personality for you.
I know. I'm just having
All
too
right.
much fun for this.
Number 3 is going to be Lincoln with 15 million.
More like stinking. I'm sorry, that was terrible.
Oh my god.
How much? 15 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 4 is going to be The Collection with 10 million.
Okay.
And number 5 is going to be Life of Pi, 8 million.
Yeah.
I think that.
I mean, that's 5. But what do you think Killing Them Softly is going to be?
I think.
Like 5 million.
Probably.
Although it's been promoted the shit out. Seems like the last Brad Pitt movie, because I was trying to say Pitt and movie at the same time, and I said Poovy. Like when he did, or not, I don't think it was the last one. What was the Terrence Malick one? The Life in a Day.
The Tree of Life.
The Tree of Life.
Tree of Life.
Yeah, so it's just like, how do you really promote that kind of movie?
Yeah.
Although you know it's going to be great, and then like
so many people were like, "What the hell is this?
Exactly.
Why is Brad Pitt in this stupid art
absolutely.
house movie?"
Yeah, so it seems like it's kind of, this is a really difficult one to promote, although you know that you have a great cast. How do you promote the story without giving so much of it away?
And it's all about the shooting and the punching and the guns.
But
part
not
of the movie.
But not an act, but not like a specific, like a Judge Dredd or like the Dredd 3D.
Right,
kind of
right.
movie.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. You always bring that up. You always bring
I
up
know,
Dredd 3D as an example. Like, it's been months since that movie came out.
I
bet you
know,
there's
that's like the very first episode. Holy
plenty
shit,
of-
to think where we've come so far. Okay.
All right, your turn.
My turn? All right,
Yeah,
number
yours
1,
over.
Twilight. Number 2, I'm going to say 30 million.
Okay.
Ooh, hey, hold on. Is there... No, I'm going to... No, I'll do 30 million.
Okay.
And then James Bond. No, I'm going to say Scott... I'm going to say The Collector Edition.
Oh.
I'm going to say The Collection, at 22 million because because horror movies have been doing really, really, really well.
May I interject?
Just for a moment.
The first film...
Okay, you're done.
The first film... You're funny. First film made a total of, in its entire theatrical run, it made $7 million.
Okay.
$7 million.
First off, this has been promoted like a mofo. Secondly,
As was the first one.
Okay,
I'm just putting it out there as a possible.
Sure. Cool. So the collection's
Downfall.
going to make 22 million. Skyfall will be right there at 19.5 million. Lincoln will make 15 million. What am I at now? Number 5. Life of Pi will probably make like 11 million. How much did it make? It made 22 million. This week.
So
Yeah, so I'll say 11 million. Yeah.
I'm saying 8 only because.
Well, I'm starting off higher with
Yeah.
you because I think I think Twilight's still gonna make a lot of money.
I know,
but I think Collection's gonna be the sleeper hit and just kind of murder. It's just gonna murder at the box office. Hey-o! All right, before I make any more terrible jokes, please do me a favor. Check out Bosco's Grindhouse.com. Please read all of his reviews. Please read all of my reviews. Please read all of the reviews.
We should take a moment.
Okay.
To talk about my facial hair and how atrocious it is.
For everyone who likes to be a part of No Shave November, although I always usually have a 5 o'clock shadow, this is Joey's first partake into shadowism.
Shadowism?
Shadowism?
It's not the first, but it's the most intentional.
Yes.
I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And if you, I just don't know how to explain myself.
That makes 2 of us because I'm literally turned off on what I'm looking at right now. You just need to clean that shit up.
I hate my face right now.
Okay.
My facial hair is like pubes glued onto my chin.
Mm-hmm. Yet you remain to keep it for some reason I do not know.
No Shave November. I made a blood pact.
Well, I'm so glad that it's only like, 4 days left in this god-awful month?
2.
2? What day is today? 28?
28.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Please read all of the reviews. Please watch the previous videos if this is your first one. We have a great time doing it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again at another episode of Bosco's Box Office Breakdown.
What's
coming out next week?
One movie.
One movie's coming out next week? All right. We're going to have to make a game.
Playing for Keeps with Gerard Butler. About the
Oh,
soccer
my
player.
sweet.
You know what This world needs
Less Gerard Butler.
more hockey movies. With that being said, have a good week. We'll see you next Wednesday, Thursday, whenever we see you.
Good night, folks.
What?
I hate this week on Bosco's Box Office Breakdown. Joey says that he has a Hitler mustache while we talk about stuff. Whoops, wrong button. Now let's do the breakdown.
Always interrupting me, man.
Sorry. I'm
All right, let me.
The camera's right there.
I'm excited to see where the. You know, man.
I'm just really scared after watching it that the only way that I know that I'm not going to be able to sleep at night is if I make a joke about it.
I'm.
Because that scared me.
Why did it scare you?
That was scary.
It was not that scary. You're still a baby.
Dude, if I was a baby on Sinister, which really wasn't even that scary now that I think about it.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? That movie was terrible. All right, you know what? We're done here. We're done.
Okay,
Just let me keep going.
Okay.
God.
Let the rant continue.